Now then, welcome back to another episode on the Hypermine server. I'm trying today to do more in the Nether Hub, starting with the entrance to the Nether Hub, which is the big skull. So I'm up here on top of the skull, trying to figure out where I'm going wrong, where it's going right, where it's going wrong. At the minute, this is the ceiling, 3 blocks of ceiling between the roof of the Nether and the floor of the hub. So we've got 3 blocks of clearance. So the first 3 blocks I make here isn't going to really make that much difference. However, from down here, when all this netherrack is gone, you'll see up into whatever I create here. So it is important, possibly more important than maybe I first anticipated. Very important. Very important indeed. So I'm trying to get this just right, and I think I've kind of come up with where it's at. This is where we left off, and I'm trying to figure out exactly how things are supposed to lie. And I'm figuring on something like this. 1, 2, and then 1, 2. Something like that, so that we can start making a sphere on the top and filling in all of these gaps afterwards to fill it all in and smooth it all off. Kind of trying to do that. And so we've got to do the same this side. We're working in spheres, not circles. Working in circles tends to be a bit tricky in the first place, but then working in spheres is also very tricky. Very tricky. 2 and... server closed. Be right back. Okay, didn't lose anything. It's okay. It's saved and closed and all the things it's supposed to do. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that's the start of a dome. Now I need this dome to go up high enough to join this floor level so that when you come up through the dome, you end up stepping out, or you go in through the dome to go down, that kind of thing. And the reason I'm doing this now is because the layout of the hub floor, the layout over here, is going to require that. Where are you going to come in? Where's the entrance to it? And then what are you going to see as soon as you come in? That kind of stuff. So I want to try and get this finished off so that the dome's done. I can also then start working down. So we've only got the front of the skull done at the minute, up to there, up to those stairs. I can do something there next. And then I can also try and figure out this stair thing here. And whether or not I want to turn it into something, or whether I want to chop it off here and start it up here at the top. But have it going down into the skull. Because I've got 3 blocks of gap here. I've got 3 blocks that I can hide things in. Anything that's below those 3 will stick out of the ceiling. And yeah, I've got to figure all that out. Now I think I can bring this dome up 1 more row. Just to make it so. And if I was doing the sphere normally, I probably wouldn't put this extra row in. But this is just for good measure, as it were. Just to get me up into the netherrack. And hopefully, then I'm pretty much on the ceiling, aren't I? I'm on the next floor, which is good. And then we can do the next piece inside there. And hopefully I can remember how to do that one. It's going to be, this is odds. And every other row is also going to be odds. So I would expect that we're going to go 3 in on this one. So, where do I start? 3 would be on here. 1, 2, 3. And then on here, 1, 2, 3. And then on here, 1, 2, 3. And I should really be doing that on all the corners, or, well, all the sides. 1, 2, 3, and 1. What? Where did that place? It didn't place. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Maybe I've got a big nose and it wouldn't accept the fact that my big nose was in the way. Boom. Dum, dum. There we go. And here we can now take this out. I'll leave the platform there for now. So we got 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and so on. Counting with Nemsun time. I'm not sure if people know how to do this or not. Normally there's a good planner that you can use online. There's a few good tools online that you can use to plan this out. And I've actually taken a look at one, and it proved fairly handy for me. And now I've got it down that I want to make this particular sphere. There's so many possibles to choose from, so many bits and pieces that you've got to take into consideration. And on a large scale like this, it's very easy to sort of lose yourself in the blocks. So I'm like in the blocks here. Not that I'll lose myself in the blocks, but you can't see it from the big picture. You can't see the big picture of it. Where is it all coming to? Where's it all going from? And all that kind of stuff. So you have to rely on a guide to remind you. But once you've got the numbers, like this is a 3, a 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 3, and a 3, and a 3, and a 1, 2, 3, and so on. Once you get those patterns right, then you can achieve all sorts of miracles. And I hope to achieve something like that today. Let's take those ones out. Now we're on to the floor level, the actual level of the hub itself. So right up here, we are actually going to be exiting the hub, or exiting the way into the hub here. So I'm probably going to block those off like that to have a 3 wide gap on there. And I should probably also fill in bits around here. Because remember, this is only really for the internal view now. I don't actually need any of these spaces here that are showing up. But I still need to be able to fathom out where everything's going. We can fill all of this in though, because we don't need any of it here. I may need to mess around with that train area, but for right now I'm just going to fill it all in. So we've got the floor of the hub in the right place, and then I can work on it from there. And it's actually going to be 3 thick down here, so when I get down here, I will be trying to manipulate all round here and getting this all sorted. So we've got filling in of this kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm going to leave it so it's a little bit open, like that. Yeah, like that. But on this bit here, I'm actually probably going to have to leave it alone for a bit and just leave it to its own devices so that I can then figure out where to go next from it. So we'll leave that there for now. And I can put these up into here. And then we start on the next layer and figure out which ones of these iron blocks I can cover with these as well. It's good to keep track of where everything's going, so you can see all the time the bigger picture of it all. So on the bigger picture we go with a 5, 3, 2. So there's 3, that's 5, and then we'll go 3 and then 2. Is it overlapping slightly? Yes, I think it is. So I want to get some more blocks on the bar for a start and check this out. See where it comes to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a 3. 1, 2, 3, and then a 2. 1, 2. So this would be a 2 as well there. So we need to go in another one there, don't we? So that can come out, and this can go on there like that. Okay, so this one is a 5, and then a 3, and then a 2, but they're linked in. So then we go in the other way. We go in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you get it, you get it, you get it. So I'm trying to get this done as fast as possible, and then I can work on the underside of the skull and try and get all the entrance and everything fixed and underway, so we can get moving on the project. Because I got a bit of time this next week coming up, so I want to be working on the project as often as possible to get it done as best as possible. 1, 2, 3, and then a 2. I'm getting there. 1, 2, 3, and then a 2. Yes. So that's that bit good. And now I can go over and cover these bits with half slabs as well, because I know they're not going to be used for anything. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Okay, and it's now entered into the hub. So now it is like the level that comes up into the hub, and I'm just doming it ever so slightly into this area. Probably want to just bring that in there like that, so I can cover this bit over as well. That should be good. Yep, there we go. And I'll do all the filling in around here as well, I think. I think I did it at this sort of level last time. Just underneath, and then we'll go down and I'll sort all that bit out later. So we've got nice and clean. But first of all, let's get the head done. So I need to work on the next level. And I'm just spitting now. I don't know whether I'm doing exactly the right thing. But I'm thinking it's going to be on the inside edge of these guys. So that one's going to go, because we're going to end up with some platform there for the ceiling. There we go. And I need to put stuff there into there like that. Yeah. Probably want to put that in there. Hey dude, how you doing? You come to play? Well, I'm coming to play with you. Okay then, let's go. You want to do some mining with me? You come on. Wow. There we go. Haha. Braveheart. That's me madness with my axe. Most of the time they don't do any damage up here because there's nothing to damage anymore. But they do still set fires on full slabs. Mostly it's going to be half slabs, so they're not going to be able to do anything about it. And chunks like that should have this kind of stuff on them all the time in the future anyway. Okay, so this was going here like so. And I think with this one, I'm going to have to bring it in. Let's go all the way around here. And, yeah, swallow that. 1, 2, and then maybe 2 there. Yep, that's it. And come around. I'm basically bringing it up straight this time. Boom, and boom, and boom. Like so. And I think, well, I will probably want to keep that straight as well, just to keep a nice look to it. Let's put that there and there. Yep, because now it's flattening off. We've got to flatten it off a little bit. So I can afford to bring it in like this, and here, like this. And we should end up with a nice clean, domey look to the top of his head. A big shiny dome to the top of the school's head. It's not necessarily going to be in keeping with the rest of the place, but it's going to look okay. Prezzy's back. They were AFKing. Server restarted 10 minutes. Yeah, they've got red on to say that they're AFK. So they must be AFKing at a farm somewhere. That's probably what they're doing. Right, so that's that section. And then I've got to bring it in another one. I've also got to get rid of all this netherrack above us here. But, yeah. What's that you just said? And now back to CSGO. So that's AFKing and CSGOing at the same time. Okay, fine, I get it. Yeah, I don't think there's too many more levels. I think I've only got to put like 1 or 2 more levels in. But you've still got to have enough room to walk in, haven't you? Still got to have enough room to walk into it. So I'm probably going to have to go with a 3 thickness here. Just to double it up a little bit. Yeah. I guess. Yeah, it's going to have to. And, oh man, I'm placing the blocks wrong. That doesn't help. I'll do the internals again here. And while I'm here, I will get rid of some stuff. Hey, it's Valentine. He's very good at drawing circles, people. Go and watch his episodes. He's been doing a really cool build out away from spawn a little ways. His own little base. Big tower and loads of spiral patterns and all kinds of crazy stuff. On a grand scale as well. I'm talking a big grand scale. If you like this kind of building, then you'll probably like what Ballantyne's been doing over on his base. It's looking pretty epic. I like it. So it's very inspiring to come back and do this kind of stuff again. Over and over again. Over and over and over again. Trying to think how fat I want this part to be, because it's supposed to be more of the flat of the head at this point. The flat of the skull. And an issue is coming across over here as well. We've got a 3 gap there and a 3 gap there. I have a feeling I want it to be a bit fatter. Like, this doesn't feel like much space, so I think I might need to come out one more there and maybe have it a bit more like this, a bit fatter. Yeah, a bit fatter. And boom. Yeah, that looks better. Betterer. Bestest. And if I start filling that in now, that's pretty good as a dome. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad, because walking into it's not too bad. I want to maybe take that out in the next stage, but at least that shows me where I am for the next stage, and I should think that my next stage is just simply filling out another block or 2 like that. So I'm just going to fill it in. I think I'll just fill it in now and then see where that leads me to from the underside. Remove some of the netherrack and see what happens. I've got all the rest of the school to build. I don't know if I'm going to get it all done this episode. I've got a bit more building time tomorrow, so I'll probably do some more tomorrow before I close out this episode and put it up for you to watch. I just want to get a general idea of how that's going to work. That doesn't seem too bad. It doesn't seem too bad. I mean, you can see around, you can see about. It kind of still has just enough of a skull-like top to it, just enough. I'm definitely going to take that one out for now, though. But for whatever reasons I have for putting all this netherrack in, now it's got to come all back out again, so that we can see what's going on from the ground and see if this actually looks like the inside of a skull. So I'll take all these little bits out, and yeah, I don't want to make it so that it's a really easy like little elevator shaft. I want to make it so it looks open most of the way through. So I'm just going to go and I'm going to clean down all of this that's been built up from here and see if we can't knock it into shape. So take all the floors out, all the levels that are on the way down, all of this stuff, and then look at it from down below and see if we can see a decent shape form. Alrighty, well, just kind of finished up what I can do for now. I've spent all morning doing it, finishing off the episode from yesterday's starting clips, and I've finished moving this. This is access to the roof of the nether, and also, well, on top of the roof of the nether, and it goes somewhere cool as well. So I'm going to have a little train station at the bottom here. That's going to be a thing, and I've basically removed it all the rest of the way down. So it no longer goes through the skull. In the side, the dome of the skull, which we've built so far this episode, I've laid a floor so that I can have an elevator of some kind coming up into the ceiling here. Possibly like a 3x3 elevator here, and that's the center point, something like that. But for now, it's just a floor, and we've got a ladder. And down here, now you can see I've finished off the skull completely. The whole thing. I've got some bits and pieces to put half slabs on. Like, I've been doing half slabs to stop things spawning up there, but there's a few that I didn't do as I was working round. It's basically a sphere that goes all the way through the top, apart from that bit that I've capped off up there. The sphere is on the back of the head, and then we've got the protruding front of the head here. I'm thinking, though, that I need to maybe bring the sphere around to cover in behind the eyes. So maybe duplicate that side onto this side, and then we've got something sort of similar working through so I can decorate the inside here. And I've put a little collar on. This is basically what I've called the collar. The collar at the minute is just surrounding, just so it rests on it, basically, so nothing can get to us inside here, apart from through the mouth, apart from gas shooting fireballs through the mouth, but that will get fixed as well soon enough. I'm quite pleased with it overall. It's taken me a lot of hours and a lot of iron blocks to place it all and get it to be right. A lot of placing floors of netherrack and then taking those floors back down again and moving down a few, placing some more floor and then doing some more and then going down again because I've had to work down from the ceiling. But while I've been doing that, we have exposed some area around behind there. Another thing is that the ladder that was missing, or there is a stairwell that's missing, that is now moved as well. So let's go and take a look at it from over here first, and then I'll come back over to it. We've got quite a bit done, or I've got quite a bit done, and I hope you like it. The skull now looks more or less complete from the outside. So it's got more definition around the edges, and the skull itself does go into the ceiling, and when you're up there you realise you're at the top of the skull. I may change some of the blocks around because I may want something other than iron blocks. That could be cool, but mostly that is now done and looks okay from all angles. I think it looks okay from all angles. I like it. Round the back I've started hacking away at the netherrack to make space for the back end of the skull, which means that I've started removing this little section here, this overhanging bit. There's no easy way down here. Let's just go down. And so that is now holding it all the way down to about here. And I'm going to bring that all the way down a little bit more. Well, all the way down. Yeah, all the way down and carry on taking it down the further and further we go. In the same way as a nether dungeon or nether fortress goes all the way down into the ocean of lava, I'm going to have the platform for the skull and that going all the way down into the base of the lava eventually. Eventually, of course. And you'll be around for that day, I'm sure. What this section coming out of the skull is going to be, yeah. I'm going to possibly have to group underneath it at some point to make it stick out from this giant pillar. Or maybe put another giant pillar on the other side, but that pillar doesn't go all the way up to the top. It'll just have something else other than the skull on it. I'm not going to build another skull on the other side. That would just be daft. Slightly unsure about the cheekbone structure at the minute. May need to alter that slightly. And also with the actual upright, the tower itself may get a few more modifications on the outside. I just basically sealed it in for now, so that we've got a nice secure place to get up to the hub. So from the hub, from here, right, we can go down to the current hub, which is down there, and everything's going to get brought up tunnel by tunnel up here. So I'll have an elevator of some kind in the middle here, going straight up through the middle from down here. So people will be able to quickly get up, and probably have some sort of dropping mechanism so that people can drop down quickly as well when they want to get between places. Have a munch. Apart from that, I've basically done this part of the project. There's a few more bits and pieces to do inside, which we'll do later. I've also got to set up this so that it's got a proper working mechanism. So people will take the elevator up to here and then go to there to get onto the roof. So this ladder here is no longer a requirement. Nobody will need to actually get through there because there's a hole there to go up. And the hub will start getting cleaned out and cleared out and expanded out up to the point where we've got some places for people to go, such as tunnels that go to portals, and portals themselves. I'll probably flatten the whole area out. I might start working on the ceiling as well. I'm also thinking of doing something in the middle of this place, like something hanging through the floor and out. I don't know exactly what yet. I've got to judge it based on where the skeleton's skull is, where the skull is in comparison. But I do kind of like how it's going. I've got to block the eyes off and put some lighting effects behind the eyes. There's one beacon there and it doesn't quite match up symmetry-wise for the beacon base there and no beacon base there. So I may have to do something up there to carve that in and sort that out. Or maybe bring the beacon down here and have a beacon right here instead. That way the beacon should still affect fairly much all around it. That should be good. And yeah, that's a good day's work. I think I've done a good few hours finishing off the skull, and now the detail work will go on as and when I think of some details. I've got the fundamental structure in place. The next thing is to create the fundamental structure for the hub upstairs in the main area, and then we can go from there. Really, that's the plan. There were 2 areas that I took apart today to make space for the skull and transferred up. This little section here, which was the access moved to Nether Hub, or was the access to the ceiling and the wither farm, is now just out to open air here. But it did fold up and go into there before. But because it's on the outskirts of this, I'm just going to remove it all anyway. Now people have to go up to the Nether Hub to take care of things, take care of the business. We've got something down here still to deal with as well, and other bits and pieces to dig out as we go. But this is quite a nice little stretch here as well. I like this the look of this stretch. So as and when this gets removed, overall it should look pretty tidy, pretty good. What is that up there? It's a zombie pigman hanging around up there. Okay. Yeah. So I've got lots of digging and lots of work still to do, but the most part of the crafting has been done today, and I'm pleased with the overall results of what I've got for the Nether Hub so far. So far, so good. So now I'm just going to go and check to see if any purchases have been made from the Nether Hub, from the Nether Shop, should I say. From the Nether Shop, see if anyone's bought any of my goodies so I can have some diamonds to... no. Okay. No diamonds. No diamonds. Okay. Magma cream. How much we charge for magma cream, I wonder? We could go with 16 per diamond. That'll do it. Yeah, I'll start with that, and I'll make my doorway here. It's a temporary doorway. I keep using that instead. And let's go around here and put that in there. 16 per diamond, 32 per diamond, 16 per diamond, 1 diamond each. I ended up doing all this, so free netherrack. That's a freebie. Plenty of that in there. These are a stack for 1 diamond. These are 16 for 1 diamond, and that's a stack for 1 diamond. There's a stack per diamond, and that's 16 per diamond. So they're about the same. Yeah. For the 2 resources of the nether that you can't find easily, I've got 1 stack per diamond basic cost, and that means 16 of those per diamond is the same as a stack of goodies. And all the bits and pieces from the mob drops are going to end up going there. But nobody's been to the shop yet. It is just recently been placed, so maybe people just don't know about it yet. Maybe they just don't know where it is, what it's for, and all that kind of stuff. We shall see if they turn up in the future. I'm going to take some more of that though, because I'm heading on back now to see what else I can get done. Thank you all very much for watching. I will see you in the next episode of Hypermine. I'm honestly not sure what I'm going to be doing in the next episode yet, so it'll be a complete surprise to you and me and everybody else. So until then, thank you all very, very much for watching another episode of Hypermine server. I will see you soon for some more.